The first question, the number of refugees inside Syria is greater than in host countries. Why are they not receiving the support as this one in the region?
This is one of the big challenges that we face, and one of the reasons why we are co-hosting this Syria conference, along with Germany, Kuwait and the United Nations, is to make sure that we're able to provide support to all refugees, whether they be in neighboring countries such as Jordan, such as Lebanon, but also inside the country as well. And we need to make sure that international efforts are synchronized and coordinated, and this is one of the discussions that we'll be having. How can we get access to the very places where Syrian refugees are caught up and need our support?
Will there be follow-up for the support and funds to refugees in host countries so you make sure that it reaches to the right people?
It isn't just about helping the Syrian people today, it's about helping the Syrian people and the country in the long term. We focus here on humanitarian support to preserve life, to save lives now, but we must also think about the long-term prospects for the country. So we have a political dialogue which has started with the Vienna talks that have taken place, where we've also seen the opposition groups come together as well. And the UN envoy, Staffan de Mistura, is continuing those talks in Geneva. And here in London, we embark on 2 days' worth of discussions and commitments, as well as funding to support the country in the long term. So this isn't just about today.
The aim of the conference is humanitarian, and we all appreciate the efforts. But what about the main reason of the revolution, which is the political case? Is there any plan of the conference for dealing with this case?
Well, you're absolutely right. Why is it that so many refugees, so many people, so many Syrians have decided to turn their backs on their own country and flee across into Europe and elsewhere? It's because of the political nightmare that has actually taken place there. And that is why the work that we're doing here at this conference in gaining commitments, financial commitments from countries to support the people of Syria must also be coupled with a political dialogue, a movement forward. And that's where the Vienna talks have been very helpful indeed. The first time after so many years of horrible, terrible civil war that we're now talking about a transition and about elections, and that's very, very important indeed.
We all know the UK brought Syrians from the refugees camps in Middle East, but why did it not open the borders for refugees as other European countries did?
Well, we are doing our best to help Syrians, refugees in the region itself. We are one of the largest donors, contributors and supporters to the UN efforts to help the Syrian people. £1.1 billion has been committed, and I understand that we will be making further commitments during this conference. And that is helping refugees, the people in the area itself. We have, in addition to that, taken 20,000 refugees into this country. But we have chosen to support those who are the most vulnerable, that need our support. It is our view that it's best to help these people in the region. They want to stay there. They are committed, they understand the language, culturally and so forth. It's a lot easier than taking them away from the place that they are familiar with. And we know this because many of the refugees that come here are keen to return once it's safe. So yes, we've taken refugees in this country, not as many as that we've seen in Europe, but you mustn't park that separately from our huge commitment to supporting refugees in the camps and in the other countries as well, in Jordan and Lebanon and so forth. And that, I hope, we will see more pledges towards providing support for them in the next couple of days.
So what about people in Calais?
Well, we mustn't mix up the economic migrants that are simply wanting to sort of come here, of which there are many in Calais, and those who are genuine refugees as well. We've invited the 20,000 have come from the camps themselves. So the people in Calais are from all sorts of places around the world, from Africa as well. And that is a different problem. It's not one that we should ignore, but it's slightly different to the situation of the Syrian refugee crisis that we face.
Any expectation about the result of the conference? Positive or negative?
Well, I'm very grateful, we're very grateful for over 70 nations that are coming here, and we look forward to them bringing their checkbooks and making a commitment and recognizing that the international community cannot watch what is happening, but we must act collectively. We must coordinate our actions, and we must support the people of Syria to move forward. We have the political process, which I hope will make progress, but the stabilization and humanitarian commitment that we will make this week is very important indeed.
Thank you very much.